Hey RC fan, welcome to TJsRC. Glad you're here. Today we're going to take a look at the steering on the TRX4 here. By now, if any of you have got a TRX4, you've most likely replaced that stock, wimpy steering servo with a much more powerful one. It's most likely 2 or 3 or more times more powerful than the stock servo. But is all that power getting where you need it to go when you need it to be there? That's what we're going to look at today. There's a couple of places in the steering system on this where the plastics will flex if you've got resistance to the tires turning, but that powerful servo is still trying to turn them. One of the areas is the suspension link in the front right corner. That link has the lower mount for the track bar. The other area is in the left front corner, and that is where the track bar mounts to the chassis. So we're going to go over to the bench and install those metal link mounts. That will help eliminate any flex on the axle side of the track bar. And then I'm going to show you the do-it-yourself modification that I made to help minimize flex on the chassis side of that track bar. So let's head over to the bench and dig into this. Alright, so before we start installing stuff, let's just take a look at the pieces we're talking about here. This is the track bar, and down here on the axle, this plastic piece here is the lower suspension mount on that side, and that is where the track bar mounts. This plastic piece flexes considerably when you've got a lot of load on the steering system because your servo is so much stronger than the stock. I'm sure for the stock servo it's plenty strong enough, but when you start upping the power of your steering servo, this piece here and then where the track bar mounts to the chassis up here, both of these flex considerably from a much higher powered servo. So we're going to go ahead and replace the lower link mounts on this truck with metal ones. I'll do the rear ones off camera because those don't pertain to the steering, but I will show you installing these. So we'll flip the truck over to do that. Then I'll show you my do-it-yourself brace that I installed on the other side of this piece to help prevent this from flexing. So let's flip this over and get those link mounts installed. First thing we got to do is disconnect the shocks. So here's the piece I was talking about. This piece right here. Now this was just a piece I had in my spare parts bin. I can't tell you what it is, and so you'll have to invent your own if you want to do something similar. I drilled a hole in the mount on the far side for the servo, put a bolt in through that rod end, and then I bent the end here so that it sticks into this extra mounting hole that's on this piece right here. Stuck that in there and then tightened the bolt down on this end. It's got a little bit of tension on it, so it pulls this piece of plastic nice and tight and hard against the frame. So this piece doesn't move much at all anymore. Before I installed this piece here would flex way out away from the chassis. However, with this installed now, this piece here hardly flexes any. So the only piece left that I'm having to deal with that is flexing and causing trouble for me is this mount over here. And before someone points out and asks, when I installed this rod, I could have put a little bit more bend into it so that it came out away from the servo horn here. I didn't realize how close it was going to be to the servo horn until after I got the servo reinstalled, but it doesn't press against the servo horn hard enough to cause any trouble, at least in my estimation, so I'm not worried about it. Back to the link mounts. Let's go ahead and get those apart. You'll notice here there are 2 screws holding each one in place. Let's go ahead and get those out. I didn't show it on camera, but you do want to remove the bolt that holds the other end of this mount in place. This is what the new link track bar mount looks like here. We're going to go ahead and get those installed. Alright, now we got both links installed. It's time to start connecting stuff back together. Just double checking to make sure I reconnected everything that's supposed to be connected. Let's flip this pig back on its feet and take a look. Alright, we've got everything connected back together. We have definitely improved the strength of this system for sure. no more flex is going to be happening over here. And I already fixed this spot here. Now I think that they make metal shock tower mounts that have this piece also part of the metal structure. So if you wanted to, you could replace the shock hoops on the front of this TRX4 with metal ones, then this part would also be metal to minimize flexing. But I don't really want to do that right now. My current do-it-yourself fix is doing what it needs to do, so I'm happy with that. We've made a great improvement in the steering on the TRX4 by eliminating places for that extra powered servo to be wasting its muscle. Hope you found this helpful and useful. Please feel free to ask questions or drop comments. Let me know if I slipped up, made a mistake, or if you just want to say hi. By the way, if you make it all the way to the end to this part, just let me say thank you so much. I want to personally thank you. You know who you are because you're still here. I've said it a bunch, but you guys are awesome, and I love the support. With Thanksgiving happening recently, being thankful is on my mind, and I just really want to thank you guys, the people who watch these videos, the people who enjoy the stuff that I make, the content, the video, and apparently enjoy listening to me talk. I hope you have a great day today, wherever you are in the world watching this, listening to me ramble. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.